Okay, so I'm gonna show you some of the measurements that I'm using in order to build this. Now, this is basically the bottom benchwork, as I was saying. It's not gonna be any lower than that. And you see I obviously have these pieces that run up the back that are gonna hold the other two levels. So I need them all to be, as close to the same right across the board as possible. So I'm marking each of them out before I even put this whole thing together to make sure that when I run, let's say if I run a 2x4 right across there, it's going to be level wherever it's marked, where obviously it needs to be for bench work, right? So this is basically, like, these are three that I'm going to be using, for here or wherever, because I'm doing this bench work next, and then I'm going to go right over across there. So that's the bottom, and I'm just going to do this with my tape measure because it's easy to keep track like this. So first line I make is at 5 inches, which is the top part of that, of the, I guess the bottom. It's not like a module, it's like a just the support, right? The frame. There we go. Support frame. That's what I'm going to call it now. The support frame. So, oh, and my cat. So basically, she wants to say hi. But anyways, yeah, 5 inches, and the 2x4 is going to go like right like that, with a little bit underneath, just like that. And then the next measurement is 30 inches up. I know it's upside down, my bad. So 30 inches, which is the top of the benchwork. So you can see I've got what would be a 2x4 cross beam there. Then the entire length, so the next one I do is the entire length, which brings it up to 77.5 inches. And then you can see I've got a line there. Now, because I don't waste wood, I measured out a 17-inch piece coming from the other end, which I'm going to use for something else. But I like to mark it out because I need several. So it just so happens that I'm going to have a bunch of those. So waste not, want not. Next, I do a measurement of 63 inches. And you can see my top line there. So that's going to be for the top module. Now this is the wood I'm going to be using. This is the same wood that I used for my last layout, my modules. It's very light, and I can just use that as, like, I'll have some brackets that'll brace it up, but it's going to go basically like that. So piece of wood to piece of wood. So from the 63 that's at the top, I measure out the thickness of that, and then obviously I make my 2 lines. Then I go down from this line here to this line here, which is exactly 15 inches. And I'll just kind of, I don't want to smoke the cat in the face with this tape measure here, so I'm just going to kind of do that. Okay, so, and you can't even see. There we go. Okay, 15 inches. It is 15 inches, I promise you. Then I mark out another one of these, because remember, there's 3 levels. So there's going to be that one there as well. There's that one up there. And then I go down 15 inches from there. And guess what? I'm at the bottom, or the top part of that one. So each module has a clearance of about 15 inches. My backdrop piece that I'm going to put in behind there is only about a foot tall, but it's going to go right up to the top here. So even though it's 15 inches, I have all that room to play with there in the middle. So that'll be fun. I don't really have any, like, major grades or anything like that. It's just going to be very low, I guess you could say. So it's going to be, you're going to see a lot of backdrop, which is fine. I'm comfortable with that. I don't need a lot of grades or anything like that, seeing as I'm going to have a a helix anyways, which is going to be the hugest source of my frustration. So I don't need any more frustration. So yeah, so now basically I have to do this with each of these. I already did it with those 4 there. I've got another 3 that I've already cut and everything that are in that pile there, ready to go. And then I need these 3 here for that section over there. But Alexis approves, right? Yeah. She's liking her new house. Okay, so now it's time to build. Okay, so as you can see here, we've got, this is an 8-foot section here. Bubs came by today, Bub031, go check him out on YouTube. He came by today and he helped me build this, and we got that all together. Everything I had pre-cut, I'm good like that. I try to make sure that everything's good to go so that, you know, could just put it all together. So we got this piece here all together, and then we had connected it to this module here, and everything was good. And then again, we also got this one done. Mine, the chair, goes all the way to the wall here. Again, most of the stuff was all pre-cut. And there you go. That's like an entire section there, and the cat. You can see the scale. So yeah, so everything here went up today, and yeah, I'm pretty stoked because like this is all going to be yard here. Now, I did make this a little bit smaller than what I wanted to, just because when I add my helix, which is like, it's going to be 6 by 6. The 6 stops about here, which leaves about that much room. Basically, I'm not going to start it right at this line here. I want to kind of bring it back a little bit. So whether it's going to go right up against this, or I have to shim it out a bit and, you know, just fill in like a tiny bit, that's for later on down the road, because as you can see, I still work from home and my cat watches me work. And then I also have this tiny little spot here as well. I don't know if I'm going to go in or if I'm just going to fill it in and go across. But this is basically all yard right along here. It's strong, and you know, it's all level. We were very happy with how it turned out and how level it is. Yeah, I'm ready to add some backdrop, to be honest with you, just to kind of get more of a feel, more of a look of how it's going to come together. And also we managed to, as you can see, like, you know, there's central vac is right there, and then, you know, plugins, and there's a bunch of plugins down here too. We evaded all of them, which is great. And now we have to go on to the next area, or I have to go on to the next area depending on if he's busy or not, which is over here. I have a couple of 2x4s left, but I'm going to need more because I have to do another 8-foot section right here and then kind of build off of that. And I will have like an around the room basically at that point, and then obviously fill that in there too. But I'm just gonna build it off of this and connect at that point. So I'm getting there. I'm totally getting there. Hopefully I can start laying some sub-road bed, possibly. Maybe even add another level, possibly. We'll see. I've got some bridges that I got in the mail and some pier sets, so I'd love to be able to get that stuff going together. But we'll see. We'll see what's next. Okay, so check this out. So basically, I wanted to get a little bit more work done where I could. So I may be out of 2x4s, but I have lots of leftover backdrop from my last layout. So basically I took some of these pieces here. These are what I used for the actual framing of my layout. And this is the same stuff that I'm going to be using for the top, like the top 2 layers. So this layer and the top. So basically I ran a strip here. I ran this strip. This one was here. And that's obviously where the level is going to be, right? And it's level. I drilled it in, so it was in place. And I got another one down there too. Then this here's about a foot tall, 12 inches. So 12 out of the 15 So it goes right to the top, as you can see. And I have it going through half of that, right? Because I want to be able to connect another piece there. And then I have it going, bending around that. That's a pretty nice curve, very mellow. And then it comes down to here. So I had to cut it a little bit. That was 8 feet, but I maybe took like a smidgen off. I don't know how much a smidgen is, but if you can imagine a smidgen, that's how much I took off. Then I added another piece here. I had to take a little bit more than a smidgen off this one because it's just it's a straight piece. It came out to here, so I wanted to make sure did the half and half thing again. And I mean, that's what I've got so far. I'll just kind of stand back so you can see it. And I took that one off. Obviously, I put it down there because that's done, right? I don't need that anymore. When the next thing that goes up there is the actual top module. So I'm going to be doing this all the way around, and I'm going to do it on the top 2 levels as well. But obviously I wanted to do down here first, and then I have to continue that around. And yeah, I like it. It works for what I need, and it'll hold up the backdrop, and gives it a better look when it's like curved like that, right? I mean, I did that with the other layout. Although it did move a lot, it wasn't really attached to anything, it was just sitting in there, so it's good to see that it's staying right where I want it to right now. And it'll just give the backdrop, the scenic look, it'll give it a way better look, and yeah, I mean, that's what I think. I don't like the whole right to the corner thing. I like it to be one, so like when you look at it like this, it looks like one big picture. And then it goes right around the room. So there you go. I have to add more. As soon as I figure out how I'm doing this whole situation here, and I'm not talking about the cat, I'm talking about the helix, and I build this, I'll be able to continue on that way. Same thing over here. Once I do this whole piece here, and then I fill this in and connect it to here, I'll be able to continue on with the backdrop. That is going to be going. I'm not going to use that. Probably break that down into 2 shelves and throw it like under the layout just for shelving. But yeah, so it's got to come straight. I can't take this whole shelving thing out, so that's just going to get blocked off. So when the backdrop comes around, it's going to come up and then back and then curve. It's going to be a very curvy section, more or less, is what I'm saying. It'll be different, but different is good. So you won't even know that that is there, basically, because I mean, that goes up to that height there, so that'll all be covered in. Useless nonsense. I gotta empty that too, by the way. So. Okay, so up next, basically all I gotta do is, well, I've already cleaned the shelf, obviously, and I've moved those things out of the way there, the racks. I put them down here, I split them in half and put them under the layout just for now, just to make some room. And I only have 3 2x4s left, so that won't get me very far. So I'm gonna need, and I think I have it written down here. Yeah, I need another 10 2x4s to do this area here. Another 4 to kind of do here, because obviously there's going to be backdrop ones, something up here, another one up here, like those pieces. And then I'll be able to finish at least to here. I'm not sure if I need to go any further out this way. It's bad enough that like the switch is like right there, so I don't really want to block that off. Might come out a bit, maybe. You know, make a little bit of a wall here. I don't know yet. It all depends on the curves and how I'm gonna do that. But yeah, basically, right now I'm at about there, and I need to get these modules done here, obviously, so then I can come over here and start on my helix. What I decided was I'm gonna pull my workstation here, back on this side of the green tape there, which I'll be able to do. And then I can build my 6x6 frame for the actual helix. And then that way when I start, you know, building up and going upwards, I can kind of start doing my helix as well. No big rush there, because obviously I still have to do, well, I started doing the backdrop, but my backdrop is done for now until I obviously continue that way and I continue that way. The only thing that I'm going to save for the very end is coming out from here. There's like an island that comes out. I'm in no actual rush for that. So that'll be like last bench work that I do. But as long as I have around the room, I'll be able to do that, and I'm totally fine with that. So that's next. That's for later episodes though. I'll come back and I'll show you more, but I wanted to give you an update on my bench work as it is right now. And hopefully we can run some trains soon. See you next time.